Go interactive with
Derek.
No, Todd.
Todd. Yes, me. It's a very exciting day for me here because if people know me, I'm a comic book geek, hockey geek, and I love my movies, especially sci-fi movies like Star Wars. With me today is Greg Breen, and today we're in his ship shop. Is that correct?
That's it.
So Greg, what is this ship shop and why did you start doing this?
Well, I was doing props for a lot of the theater groups in Nanaimo, and that lasted for about 4 years, and then I got my MS flared up, so I had to take it easy for a while. So I came out here when I felt better and put a little bit into it. I couldn't really do a lot because of my MS. So I would just come out and do a bit, and then I would leave it, do it at my own speed, and then I would come out when I felt like it.
So how long have you been working on it? Because right now, this is elaborate. I know you can't really see everything on camera, but
Yeah.
It's from top to bottom, all 4 walls. There's not a break anywhere. This is an amazing job you've done. How long have you been working on the shop?
Oh, this must have been about 4 years doing all this.
This is like really, this is like a dream come true for somebody like me. Like this is so authentic. Like you walk in, you think you're on the set of a Star Wars movie or you're on a Borg ship. And one of my favorite things growing up as a kid, Greg, was Star Wars blasters. I've always wanted a Star Wars blaster. And look at this. I came in here, I thought this was an authentic Stormtrooper gun from the Star Wars movies. Mm-hmm. And this is something you made.
Yes.
What's it made out of?
It's just made out of parts that I've found. It's a lot of piping, trim for an automobile, and just some wood. You know, I found an old gun, I just cut it off and put it on.
And it's heavy.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like a real weapon. And like, quite frankly, if you look at it, like, you know, with special effects.
Oh yeah.
And here's another one you made, more of a, it's on a stand. This looks like more like what the snowtroopers use in Empire Strikes Back. Is that
right.
what this
Yeah.
is parodying?
Yeah.
And a little bit longer range, I guess, in the snow.
This is made from a flashlight,
There's a flash right here, okay.
piping, ski pole handle, old cane for the shoulder, and this was a battery charger, and just all sorts of little gizmos that I put on it.
So when you're creating this stuff, do you draw it out and map it out like a plan, or you just
No.
like you envision it and just put it all together?
Yeah, you just come and just start doing it, right? It just comes together.
So Greg, you've done amazing work in this shop. Are you done? Are you ever done?
No, I'm never done. Things pop up all the time. I just made these all these lightsabers down here.
That's quite the collection of lightsabers. And just so you know, these are not the cheap plastic ones you buy in stores. These are full metal, like, and they have weight to them. They look so realistic. The only thing they don't do is light up for real and cut things, do they?
That's right. That's where special effects come into play.
How do you go about making one of these things?
I just looked at a picture and just started finding parts and putting them together. Like this is an old sink handle from Europe that they used originally on the original ones. This is a gear from a machine. This on the original one was a Graflex clamp. These are bubbles from a calculator. It's what they did in Star Wars too. They didn't mold anything. They just made it out of stuff they found. And that's exactly what I'm doing here.
So you're using these props as sort of like your workshop here, kind of like therapy for your...
It is. It's therapy for the condition I have.
And one thing I noticed too is you have a big, huge corner. This is your skull corner, it looks like. You have a name for this corner?
This is where the Borg baby,
Oh, Borg baby right here?
these are all his trophies.
Oh, I see. So he simulates people
Yeah.
and this is his trophy case. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the Predator sort of thing, but it's the baby Borg.
Well, he used to be part of the collective, but he didn't like that was not fun anymore, so he became carnivorous. and he started eating people and everything like that, so he just puts all his trophies up on the wall here.
That's a lot of trophies.
It is.
I'm sensing a big, huge Star Wars fan from you, possibly.
One of the biggest, if not the biggest.
So Greg, you have to help me out. Since the 70s, there's been a debate. Which is better, Star Wars or Star Trek? Now, if I'm in a battle, we have Star Trek gun or a Star Wars blaster. Greg, which one do you feel better in a battle with?
I think the blaster would be better to use.
I think that just ends the debate right there. Come on, this is a lot more intimidating than this little thing. Like, pew, pew.
Yeah, people laugh in the face.
Exactly, you know, you just got like moving parts.
Yeah.
I think we just settled the debate right now. Star Wars over Star Trek.
It's Star Wars for sure.
Star Wars!
Yeah.
Yeah! That was like Chewbacca there, right? Yeah!
Words with Mayor McKay.
Tell me about your Halloween costume last year, Bill.
Well, I think it was pretty simple. It was kind of like this. Pretty simple. I think I had a sword.
That could be dangerous.
and the only reason I like doing the costume is because I've got a wee bit of a gruff voice. So I can do the, "Arr, matey," I can do that.
Right. And so are you actually dressing up as a pirate, or are you dressing up as the former mayor?
The former. Yeah. Well, I don't want to get too close to that, but I got to tell you, I really like this one. This is pretty
That
cool.
one looks pretty neat.
Look at that.
This one just fell off the shelf. Maybe it's supposed to be. That looks really cool. You get a sword and a hook, and a big beard, and these two don't really go together.
No.
I hear one year you dressed up as Big Bird.
Big Bird, yes. That was quite a party. And it was a really tall costume, and you actually kind of talked through his neck. And it was pretty hot. It was pretty hot on there.
I bet. Our objective today is to maybe find you a costume for this year, because you can't dress as the same thing twice.
Right.
Do you like to go scary, or do you like to go cute?
Well, this isn't either.
You can't be a pirate again, Bill.
No, but I mean, how about a Viking or something like that?
Okay, let's go look at the Vikings.
Okay.
Well, we come across the superheroes on the way to the Vikings, and I don't know, there's two Spider-Man suits here, Bill. What do you think?
Well, I think this one here probably worked better for me. There's a little bit more room in it.
It's a little looser. That one's a second skin, and then we have more of a suit, but it gives you muscles.
Oh, look at that, muscle.
Gives you muscles. I remember the days, and you probably do too, where if you wanted a costume, you just had to make it.
Yes.
What were some of the things you were dressed up as a kid? What was popular back then?
Oh, lots of hobos and tramps and things like that.
Oh.
I did dress up as a girl once.
Would you do that again?
No.
Disco.
Oh my God. What a terrible time.
What are you talking about? I have this costume at home. I've worn it several times. And
Why doesn't that surprise me?
And I'm always thankful that I can wear it and as an excuse on Halloween, but I'd love to wear stuff like that every day.
Look at that.
Look, we should double up, right? You don't have some special attachments? I mean, I could see you doing the John Travolta.
Actually, I could do this with all the chains and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'd have to go and get hairy chest.
Well, we can take care of that. There's a hairy chest
Can you
over there.
imagine?
No, you said you know people still who dress like this.
Oh yes, I know somebody who dresses like that. Yes.
Yeah, and you have a story about a pretty styling costume that you wore to a disco once.
Oh my God, it was kind of like this. But imagine for a second, it was knit, and it was blue and red, and it was hound's tooth with about that big. I think about it now, and I think it was one piece. It was the most ridiculous thing.
Do you still have it?
No.
Oh,
no.
that's too bad, because we'd be getting you to wear that
Oh
this
no,
year
it would have been
sure.
burned a long time ago.
Oh, these are fun.
Oh, I can't imagine going out there to a disco.
But you
like
could
that.
see yourself in this.
Oh yeah.
There are change rooms here at In Character Costume, and Bill has been inside, and I think it's time to have a look at what he could. Are you coming out, Bill? Are you going to share with us? It kind of suits you. It's a little bit scary, actually. I wouldn't recognize you.
Yeah.
The Dan Brubeck Quartet is coming to Vancouver Island for a CD release tour in Nanaimo and Victoria. We're very excited here at the Nanaimo Conservatory of Music because they're going to be putting on a show at Simon Holt Restaurant. And this is happening Friday, November 13th at 8 p.m. Tickets are $30, and it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a celebration of the music of Dave and Iola Brubeck, a tribute to Dave and Iola Brubeck by their son, Dan Brubeck. And it's a benefit for the Nanaimo Conservatory of Music. We're very excited about that. And it's going to be a fantastic time because the band is really stellar. It features Steve Caldesat on saxophone, the wonderful vocals and bass playing of Adam Thomas, the amazing piano playing of Tony Foster. All those musicians are from Vancouver. And of course, American Dan Brubeck, who is also now a BC resident, and he's just a phenomenal master virtuosic drummer.
Off to dreamland while I sing your song.
There's also going to be another concert in Victoria on November 12th, Thursday.
Who can do no wrong?
To purchase tickets for the Victoria concert, you can go to the Victoria Jazz Society in person and pick up some tickets or phone them. Or you can also make your reservations at info@hermansjazz.com. Now here in Nanaimo, to purchase your tickets, you can go straight to Simon Holt in the North End at 6582 Apple Cross Road, or just purchase by phone by calling 250-933-3338. And we're really looking forward to this amazing event. At the Nanaimo Conservatory of Music, we serve the whole community from birth to seniors. And so when people in the community fundraise for us, we're obviously very thankful. And if anybody in the community would like to put on a special event for the Nanaimo Conservatory on behalf of us to raise money, we'd love to hear from you. Just call us at 250-754-4611. and ask for Kathleen or Oriana. We'd love to hear from you, and we hope you'll come out to the show and have a great time and see this amazing band, because this amazing band doesn't come through our area very often, so it's really going to be awesome. And I really recommend you get your tickets now, because this show could sell out. Often these shows do sell out. So both to Nanaimo and Victoria, get your tickets while you can.
We've now entered level 3, the restricted area of the facility. You're watching Go for the week of October 23rd through the 30th. Now, by this point in your tour, all has broken loose. Chaos has ensued. This area is where the initial outbreak, which the effects of are still really unknown and can't even be determined because it is so chaotic. Your guide is running back, bringing back the stragglers. The guests to the facility have just abandoned all order and are frantically trying to find the exits. Nobody can find out how to get out of here, and you're not even sure that you want to get out because that's where the disease is going, and there's no safe place to be at this point. While I try to find an exit, I'm going to hand you over to Dan Marshall.
Welcome to Nanaimo Clippers Rapid Fire. I'm Dan Marshall. Today I'm joined by Clippers forward Troy MacTavish. Troy, you're now playing for the Nanaimo Clippers. Do you know what a clipper is?
It's a boat, isn't it?
Very good. What subject did you hate the most at school and why?
Probably math, because it's so hard.
What's the best hockey-related gift you've ever received?
Probably a hockey stick.
Thinking back, what's your first memory of skating on the ice with a hockey stick in your hand, and where was it?
My first memory probably at the NHL rink back in Ottawa with my dad. Pretty cool experience then, so when I was 2, I think, yeah.
Would girls call you a smooth talker or quiet and mysterious?
Oh, definitely a smooth talker.
What's your favorite pregame meal?
Chicken and pasta.
It could be past, it could be present. Who's your favorite hockey player and why?
Right now I'm kind of liking Jonathan Toews just because he's all around good and pretty serious about his job, so right now it's him.
Do you have any traditions or superstitions when you're preparing for a game?
Not really, I try to stay away from those. I tape my stick before every game, but that's about it.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation for sure.
What's your favorite sports movie ever and why?
Oh God, I'm gonna say Miracle on Ice. Just because really good film and, you know, about hockey, so you gotta like it.
That is the Nanaimo Clippers Rapid Fire with
Troy MacTavish.
VIU is hosting a symposium on alcohol, tobacco, and drugs, dealing with history, but also modern policy, looking to the past, but also looking to the future of some very controversial, but also really interesting aspects of our culture, such as the use of alcohol. This has always been a very contentious issue in Canada. A couple hundred years ago, it pretty well brought down a couple of governments to bring in prohibition. Women probably wouldn't have gotten the vote if it hadn't been for temperance, because they first started campaigning to get rid of alcohol, which their husbands were drinking. We are having 2 keynote speakers because we found areas we thought the public would really be interested in. One of them is a retired judge by the name of Alan Gould, who just retired a few years ago from the court here in Nanaimo. And he used to be the head of the liquor distribution branch. So he was the head man for seeing who got liquor licenses, who sold it properly, who shouldn't have their license anymore. And he promised us some very interesting and entertaining stories about his tenure on the Liquor Control Board. Our second keynote is Philippe Lucas, who is now the Vice President of Research for Tilray, which is Nanaimo's medical marijuana plant. I think we're on the cutting edge of what will be very interesting changes in terms of what the culture thinks about marijuana, how accessible it's going to be, and who's going to be selling it. And my prediction is in another 10 or 15 years, we'll be getting marijuana similar to having it in a liquor store, and it might be big corporations like Kraft or other big tobacco companies that will be selling marijuana in small packages, very unfolky-like, very unhippie-like, and not quite the same fun kind of atmosphere it is now, but it will be more accessible to the public. Fortunately, we have a number of really great sponsors, and so it's going to be free to the public. It's going to be in that building right over there, which is the Liberal Studies Theatre. What we'll try to do is make sure that we can get free parking if possible for the public on this one, but it is open to everyone. It is not going to be any fees. On the Friday night, it's going to be 7 o'clock for Judge Gould, and Saturday it's going to be 2 o'clock in the afternoon for Philippe Lucas.
The Parrot Refuge in Coombs, a forever home for colorful birds. Don't get fooled by a CRA tax scam, and Alison Crow is coming to town with her band.